You're listening to Capo, Channel 5, Lake County News, the best place for news and the best place on Earth.
Sadness across Lake County tonight as investigators announced they are ending the search for Dale Johnson after an almost 6-month operation in which hundreds of local volunteers participated.
In other news, Sprawmart has announced they have no plans to resume construction on their store near Europa Roadhouse just off the 128 anytime soon, although they do hope to do so eventually. Officials with the retail giant have continued to refuse to specify why construction was halted in the first place, but widespread protests by locals fearing for the future of local...
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Goonies World, where we will be playing Kids on Bikes with me, Meanie, also known as Ryan, joined by Colin, also known as Goonie.
Hello there.
As well as Sean, also known as Johnny Farrow.
Hello. Yes, we are back, and we are going to play part 2 of our Kids on Bikes adventure. Last time, our 2 young kids... Goonie is playing Dickie Newton, a classic nerd.
Classic.
Of the 80s variety. Ryan is playing Chip Estrada, a bully from a trailer park in the bush. Or Sugar Bush Valley.
On the edge of the bush. On the edge of the bush. He's, you know, he can't really afford... His grandma's, fixed income.
He's not bush
He
proper.
can't really afford bush property.
Yeah. Well, in the last adventure, our friends stayed late after the strategy games club meeting at school on a Friday night at Hammond Bee Middle School. And they, with their friend Plunger, investigated rumors that there was a 1950s bomb shelter under the south stairwell, which there turned out to be. They had avoided Mr. Gimme, the Santa-looking but not so jolly night janitor, and gone down into the bomb shelter where they encountered a strange fellow who left a matchbook for the Europa Roadhouse. And they avoided him other than being ordered to leave, but they tricked him, and they found in the freezer a body. The body of missing restaurateur. Presumably missing.
Well, presumably the body of the... presumably this is his identity.
That is, we will not presume that just because the body is an albino, that it is, in fact, the missing restaurateur Pale Dale of Pale Dale's Drive-In and Pale Dale's Pale Ale and many other local favorites. And if you want to know more about that, obviously just go listen to the last broadcast if you missed it, because we're going to jump right in and go back to the world of Jupiter Springs, Northern California, sometime in the 1980s, as our friends join at Plunger's house, or riding their bikes to Plunger's house from school in the twilight of a Friday night.
Gotta make a stop by my house, though.
Oh, well, in that case...
I just want to get some marshmallow fluff.
Oh, well, that's right. Well, that was kind of the whole point of the decadent evening, wasn't it? Says Plunger.
Because we can make sandwiches out of with the graham crackers.
This is gonna be the best party ever. Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget, we're gonna watch. They Live. John Carpenter's They Live. For those of us who know who John Carpenter is, Chip.
Yeah, you called us a nerd.
Pop culture nerd. Who's on the other foot?
But
how do you like it?
How about if I punch you in the arm? I'm joking.
But you still haven't told me who John Carpenter is.
He's only the greatest filmmaker since Orson Welles. The director of such classics as Halloween, The Fog,
The Thing,
Big Trouble in Little China, which is going to be coming out soon, which I read about in Starlog magazine, and I can't wait. But at any rate, and you guys are riding your bikes while you're talking into the Moonstone Hills subdivision, and again, it's as picture perfect a fall night as you can wish, and the clouds are making strange pictures as they drift across the moon, and the autumn leaves are blowing across the street as you ride through this affluent subdivision and pull your bikes up in the driveway of Dickie Newton's house. Now, Dickie's mother is out of town. His overprotective mother.
She's in Rome.
In Rome. Well, who knows what she's doing there? But she's left Dickie in the care of Aunt Judy, who likes her Seagram's Golden Wine coolers.
Oh, yeah.
And sort of practices benign inattentiveness, one might say. But you stop by your house, and do you want to let them in while you go get the marshmallow fluff, or are you going to have them wait outside while you fluff up?
Yeah, I want, what's his name? Oh, Chip. I want Chip to see inside of my house, and just because I feel bad for him. He doesn't get to, he's never been in something so fancy.
Yeah, you want to see how the other half lives. Well, I live in Sugarbus too, and I would pick my house over your house any day. But it is pretty nice in there, Chip. His mom's got a whole freezer in the basement. Oh wait, then maybe that's a bad thing to bring up after you guys found the box.
Let's leave freezers out of it.
There's a whole freezer full of pizza rolls and little pinwheel pizzas and all the stuff you can microwave. That's really great.
Oh, but the reason we came is a couple of jars of marshmallow fluff.
That's right. Okay, well.
And I bet you've never even had marshmallow fluff, Chip.
Well, actually, that's kind of one of the things we can't afford.
Okay, well, but this is premium marshmallow fluff.
Oh.
Yeah, the kind you get at the value stuff, it gets all hard, and it's like, this stuff never gets stale at all. Anyways, let's see if I can find it.
Eventually, it's got to get stale and hard.
Well, I don't know. I think they put some chemicals in it.
Of course, the government puts chemicals in everything, so you'll be forced to re-buy it. Marshmallow fluff should, in theory, last for an infinity. But
planned obsolescence.
Planned obsolescence, exactly. Suddenly, the porch light comes on. You guys are bathed in kind of orange light, and your Aunt Judy steps out on the porch. What are you guys doing out here? It's so loud I can't even hardly try to hear Moonlighting with Bruce Willis. Just keep it down a little bit. I thought you were going to spend the night at, what is his name? Plughead's house? It's Plunger, ma'am. Hi, Plunger. How you doing, sweetie? Who's this one? She says, looking with distaste at Chip.
My name's Chip.
Oh, well, is this your friend?
Well, we're kind of becoming friends.
Well, good. Maybe they won't bully you so much as... I'm getting this mixed up. Plunger turns into your Aunt Judy. No! Well, that's good. Maybe she's drunk, too, so that's like...
She's slurring just like...
And my confusion echoes her inebriation, and she... Oh, my gosh, it's coming back on, she says, as she rushes back in. Hello, Bruce Willis, she says. And she's back, and she turns the sound up real loud. You can overhear Moonlighting now.
That was my Aunt Judy.
Yeah.
She's so different than my mom and her sister.
Well, she's obviously drunk.
Yes, yeah. Obviously. Stringing Seagram, another Bruce Willis connection, by the way. Bruce Willis is a popular pitchman for the wine cooler as well.
I wouldn't know. I have to close my eyes when beer commercials come on. My mom holds my ears.
Dude, you were really repressed. Did you ever know that?
Well, I escape into books. And that's all I need.
I enjoy reading technical manuals.
Well, yeah.
What do you read, Chip?
Oh, let's not be...
I can read.
Not be patronizing.
I'm not being patronizing. He may well enjoy magazines such as Soldier of Fortune and Biker Chick.
Yeah.
I like Cape City Comics.
Oh, you like Cape City Comics?
Cape City Comics?
Who do you think will win in a fight between Skyscraper and Overman? We've been going over and over this.
Well, you don't need to go over and over it because it's Overman, dumbass.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
I still think Skyscraper becomes so big at some point his power has to overpower Overman's power.
No, there's a point of diminishing returns where the force of gravity becomes a very serious factor. And
You
guys-
can't prove that.
I don't need to prove it. Physics proves it. And even this kind of conversation goes on as you guys pedal your way through the twilight, occasionally through the little.
Actually, we were on the. Oh, were we leaving now?
Oh no, I'm sorry. You just got there. You're right.
You're in the kitchen, I guess, or patio or whatever we are.
That's right. You're there. You're right there where she. Your conversation continues as you walk over to the back doorway where you usually walk in.
Yes.
That leads right into the kitchen. And you go, this is a big kitchen. It's got like the island style, range in the middle, which is pretty rare for back then, and only in the great big houses. It's got like vaulted ceilings and things that you don't often see in a trailer, but it's really nice. And yeah, you guys get the marshmallow fluff. And anything else you need to pick up while you're here?
Get some extra graham crackers.
Yeah.
And I'm going to break some off to see the crispness.
When you open the cabinet to where they keep the graham crackers, you see your mother's taped a note on the inside of the cabinet warning you not to eat too many graham crackers. And she's going to count the graham crackers when she comes back, so her little man doesn't get a chubby belly.
Oh, no. Well, I don't think she's gotten up to putting surveillance on me yet, so I think we're okay. But see, you can tell these are good quality crackers by the crunchiness, the crispness, and you can smell the marshmallow fluff. You know it's good stuff.
And as you think about something as wholesome and innocent as marshmallow fluff, almost like a defense mechanism, maybe you haven't been allowing yourself to think about the dead body of the missing restaurateur Pale Dale that you've just seen within the last
Yeah, this
20 minutes.
This color is almost the color. Oh,
Oh, yes.
oh boy.
Well, on that note, I kind of put the damper on the marshmallow. Oh, who am I kidding? Nothing puts the damper on marshmallow fluff.
Well, that's true.
That stuff looks expensive.
Well, I know.
Just live a little. Like I said, we're gonna get decadent. But listen, this whole dead body thing kind of puts a whole damper on the whole They Live with John Carpenter. I don't know if I can give the film, the full attention that it deserves, because the Starlog magazine letters column relies on my movie reviews to be informed, and I need to be able to pay attention. I feel like you should get this monkey off our backs. Either that or just deny everything. But they say this guy saw you. You think he could describe you to Mr. Gimme? Do you think Mr. Gimme knows you were down there?
Well, I don't know.
Hey, you were down there too.
I know, and he's really saw me, because remember, I took one on the chin for you guys. Remember when I stepped out and he noticed me? Yeah.
You did good, but
I did good. Yeah, I did.
I think here's the deal. I think if we keep our mouths shut and don't go to the police, that guy will have no reason to mess with us. If we go to the police, then he'll know we told, and he'll know it's us.
How could we not go to the police? We'd be part of the problem, part of the cover-up, part of the conspiracy.
Well, I think we should go to someone, and I think it's got to be Max of Comics to the Max.
He is the most intelligent human being that I'm personally aware of.
Yeah, he's like a god.
Chip, he's like a god. Chip, do you know Max over at Comics to the Max?
Well, I know who he is. Yeah, I mean, of course.
Yeah, he might know what to do. But listen, maybe you guys. Here's a good plan. You guys go talk to him. We'll stay in walkie contact. I'm gonna go back back home, and I'll get everything ready for us. All right. I'll make sure my grandma leaves us alone, and I'll meet back up with you guys in a little bit.
Are you sure you're just not gonna go home and play Pitfall?
Listen, if I were to play Pitfall for a few minutes while I was waiting for you guys, I don't think that'd be the end of the world. I know I said I'd wait for you, but now that he's here, that creates kind of a third wheel Pitfall-wise. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let me just get my Pitfall time in. You know how I don't like to leave the house. And you can tell he's already winded just from riding his bike here. Because we didn't mention this specifically, but Plunger's a stout fellow. Let's just put it that way. Mm-hmm. And he's already breathing heavy and smells bad. And
Well, so you want us to go,
Go talk to Max.
right.
I'll be on the walkie. If you need me to do anything, call me on the walkie. Dwayne's gonna be home for another. He goes in from 8 to midnight at Pale Dale's Drive-In, so he'll be home for another like hour and a half or something. If you need me, call the cavalry with a bitchin' Camaro, because he's got a car, because he can drive.
Oh, you mean Derek?
Yeah, Derek, my big brother. He's gonna be home until like 8. I gotta get home, seriously. You know I don't like to go out of the house that much, and this is already a lot of adventure for me.
You've been through a lot.
I'm more of, I know. I really took one for the team. I'm more of a, behind-the-scenes kind of guy.
Yeah,
Military intelligence type of guy. Anyway, guys, all right, best friends forever.
Yep, okay.
And he hops on his bike and pedals off back towards his house. If you guys want to, you're not that far from downtown, which is where Comics to the Max is. And when I say downtown, I mean like a mid-sized town square, like 8 or 10 city blocks at most. That are 2, 3, 4-story buildings. But what action there is here, city town-wise speaking. And if you guys want to ride to Comics to the Max and talk to Max, be a grown-up you think you could trust.
Yeah, unless you know somebody else. This is guy I know. I share everything with him, with my passions about comics and all that.
I'm not sure he's gonna believe us, but
He's
whatever.
he's probably the most likely of adults to believe us out of all them that I know of.
Well, and I don't know if we were explicitly stated it, but if there is an adult maybe more than any other, it's not unreasonable you might know Officer Dwayne a little bit, enough to where he'd at least know who you were from school and things like that, if you did want to reach out to a different sort of grown up. But right now, Max is the guy to see at Comics to the Max, a store that also sells toys and games and things like that. It's in downtown Jupiter Springs. And as you guys ride past the edge of Jupiter Springs, there's a few small warehouses and things like that. And then there's just a couple of blocks where there are businesses in houses, like income tax returns and beauty salons and things like that. It shows you getting closer and closer to the old downtown. And finally you pass a nightclub called Neon Nights, but it's not open yet. And it actually gets people from several towns over coming in at night, but it's for grown-ups, over 21s.
Yeah, someday.
And then it's hard not to get sidetracked as you pass the corner of 2nd and Main, and you see Starbright Arcade, and the lights and sounds coming from that beckon all kinds of entertainment and fun. And of course, there are kids all kind of lounging around.
It's the best.
Outside, and as you guys are passing them, there's this kid named Blaine, and as you guys are riding past, almost to the comic book store, passing Starbright Arcade, Blaine, he's an older boy, he's like 8th grade, and he hollers at you guys as you're riding by.
Is Blaine a bully, or is
He kind of is, yeah.
I'd be a little wary of
Not so
him.
much a bully, but definitely the kind of guy that a good kid would think of as a juvenile delinquent. And he's like, "Yo, Estrada," and he's smoking a cigarette and everything. And there's a couple of like blonde girls in jean jackets, giggling, stand next to him.
I'm going to attempt to ride sort of up to him and do that thing, that kids always did in the 80s when they would hit the brakes of their
brake
brain
and spin towards
get dust and gravel all up in his face if I can.
All right, yeah, go for it. Make a what is that? A grit roll? That's sort of like chutzpah, sort of, right?
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna work. I keep not calling things out, but I was thinking a 6. What is that?
6.
That looks like a 6.
Yep,
Okay,
so,
9. Okay.
Not going to have to spend my adversity token. Sorry.
No, you're not gonna have to. And you kick up a bunch of dirt right in the guy's face, and there's a little flicker of anger for a second. He's like, and he lives, not that far from you. What's up? Where you going with your friend there? Is that your new buddy? Is that your new little friend you got there?
Oh man, we've been hanging out all night. We're getting so close.
Oh, really? I didn't know you'd jumped onto the nerd wagon there, Estrada. Well, you gonna go home and read some Overman comics and watch Doctor Who, and you're gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons, Estrada.
He sure is.
Everybody, look, Estrada's going nerd. Everybody.
All right, so this.
And to make it worse, these kids are all a couple of years older than you.
Right,
Yeah.
So Chip is going to attempt to whip the cigarette out of this kid's hand and like smash it like the cherry on his face.
All right.
Wait, what are you doing? You don't want to do all those things?
We're both gonna make fight rolls. You're gonna make a fight roll basically against him. When he sees you start to move, he's gonna try. He doesn't know what you're trying to do, but he's gonna try to move out of the way or do something. And oh no! Well, wait, you accidentally rolled a d12. Oh wait, that is your fight. Shit, I rolled the wrong die, not you.
Well, I'm gonna spend 2 to fucking re-roll it.
Okay, well wait to see what I roll though, because I gotta look at my teenage stats.
No, fair enough. I should wait.
I was rolling the wrong stat. Okay, this is my bad teenager die. And, well, you rolled a 1, and...
I'm not even gonna re-roll that. There's the odds of me beating that are not good.
Yeah, well, all it really means is that he was trying to not get stabbed out, in the face with the cigarette butt. But certainly, you, whip it out of his hand, and it falls on the ground. He's like, "What, you little..." And he looks like he's gonna run. Do you guys want to make a flight roll and just get the hell out of there? Or do you want to stay...
I'm way better at fight than flight.
Or do you want to have a melee here in the... Well, the idea being that flight, gets you out of there, and fight means you're going to stay and either put him down or he puts you down or a grown-up intervenes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to necessarily, beat his ass or run it, and I may not be able to because he's quite a bit older.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to just flee in the face of all these other older kids. I need to prove that I'm cool and not going to take this guy's shit.
So in other words, you're not going to beat it?
I'm not gonna beat it. I'm gonna show him that I'm really not scared. I'm playing with my life. This ain't no truth or dare.
All right. Well, they're gonna kick you and beat you and tell you
that's
fair.
All right. Okay, fair enough.
Well, anyway, it's just him. I mean, he's the only one. Just all the other girls are kind of laughing, but he reaches in to basically tackle you. And
Jesus fucking Christ!
And we should point out that
And that was my die. You stole it.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, I just rolled the highest number possible. I rolled a 12. And the dice explode.
It might explode but not unless if that makes it already, then it doesn't explode. But if it's
It's gonna make it unless I roll a 12.
Which you might.
All right, so here we go.
There we go.
Oh crap!
Oh, you got a 3.
I can re-roll it. So I will re-roll.
Yes, you can re-roll it, and I think that's worth re-rolling.
It's
close enough to potentially beat.
Now I got an 8. So I think maybe we should both re-roll perhaps.
I would like, I don't know if I can do this on your turn or have to wait till my turn, but I would like to activate my loyal strength to give him some extra.
Well, that's great. You're supposed to narrate how you would do that. How do you help him then?
When he's fighting,
because I'll take it up to a 10.
Well, I assume so. We're basically, in a kind of an impasse, just trying to knock each other to the ground, but unable to do so. So I don't know if you could help somehow push him or.
Yeah. I'm gonna stomp on his foot.
Okay. Hang on.
All right, so you were going to spend an adversity token to give me a +2, I believe.
Yes, as you writhe and wrestle on the ground.
And that will be narrated.
And all the kids have gathered around and they're like, fight, fight, fight. So you've got higher scores, so you narrate how this fight goes down then.
Well, I'm just going to, push him over and just be like, leave me alone, jerk. I'm not gonna like jump on him and start punching his face like a freaking MMA fighter or something. I mean, I'm just,
Ground and pound.
right. I mean, unless,
Yeah.
but if he gets up,
Yeah.
And-
Well, he's getting up because I'm trying to put myself. Blaine has similar, ideas about honor as well. He can't let himself be beaten by like a 6th grader. So
well, if he's starting to get up,
he's starting.
then I'm
gonna
gonna try to kick him in the face.
All right. Yes. Make a fight roll. And because he's in the middle of getting, well, it's so good, but.
God damn it!
Well, he gets back up. He is defended. He gets back up. But I told you all those kids were like, fight, fight, fight. And they're gathering around, kick his ass, Blaine. And things like that. But just about that time, Mr. Porter waddles out of the Starbright Arcade outside of what has been having. All right, that's it. Clear out of you troublemakers. Get on out of here. Get on off the sidewalk. This is a decent place of business.
Well, they started it.
What are you doing down here, Dickie Newton? I'm surprised to see you running with a crowd like this.
Well, I've been taught how to fight now. I'm tough.
Well, your mother's gonna find that interesting news if I talk to her.
Oh, no, please. I didn't even do anything.
All right, the rest of you out of here. I'm not gonna forget this, Estrada, says Blaine.
Does he turn around and storm defiantly off, or
No, he was saying that as he was walking away.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's clearing
Better
out.
fear the name of
Not
Dickie
gonna
Newton.
well, I'm gonna pull out if his back is to me. I'm gonna pull out little Leroy and try to whack him on the head.
Well, he's a little bit further away than that now. He's calling that off from a distance.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm
he
gonna,
started walking when the guy first was, clear out of here, everybody.
if possible, I'm gonna just ride my bike past him and do that
Yeah, okay. All right.
on the way to Comics to the Max.
All right.
Just one last little fu.
At insult to injury. And, if you want to actually hit him, make a roll. If you want to whack at him, and it's got to be fight, you come riding past him. Told you to get out of here, Georgia. Oh, hey, son of, I'm going to get you, Estrada. Good. Oh, it stings. Little jerk, said one of the girls.
Don't mess with little Leroy.
By now, you're pulling up right outside of Comics to the Mac because it
man,
wasn't very far
We
from.
basically are just superheroes now. Us two.
We showed them.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys walk into the store and you see Max. He's standing behind the counter, and he's just wrapping up a conversation with somebody else. And he's like, "Yeah, and so that's why the Wonder Twins really are not as cheesy of a duo as is popularly believed. Hey, what's up, Mr. Richard? How are you doing? How's it going? Glad to see you back in the store, buddy."
Yeah, we just took care of some.
That was way too nerdy of a laugh for me.
We just took care of some
changing.
bad guys.
Oh, did you?
We're the protectors of Jupiter Springs.
Oh, really? You playing again? Well, that's good. Role playing's great. It's healthy.
This time it's for real.
Yeah, far out, man. So who's your friend?
This is Chip.
Hey.
You're more the muscles of the dynamic duo here, Chip?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, look like you got a pretty mean right hook there, Chip.
He's from the bush, or just outside of the bush.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really not a problem. All right, hey, come on in, man. Help yourself if you want to try out some board games. We just got the squad leader in the back.
Do you have Monopoly?
Oh boy.
That's kind of pedestrian.
Yeah, except you know something. You might like a game called Clue. It's got a kind of a role-playing element to it. Maybe you might think. Anyway,
Clue's
though.
really confusing.
Oh well, okay, yeah.
If you're clueless.
That's pretty good. You're clever. Hey, listen, what can I do for you guys? You know, I just I need to finish alphabetizing the new shipment of Alien Legion that just came in, and then I've got a couple of yeah. So.
Do you
what's
have
going
a
on?
secret, back room we can talk in private?
Boys, I've told you those magazines aren't for sale to kids.
Oh no! Not one of those magazines. I'm perfectly happy with the J.C. Penney catalog that I have for my mom.
And don't knock Marshalls.
Oh, I haven't tried Marshalls yet. Yeah.
Anyway, this conversation's getting weird, boys. So listen, are you saying that you have some You need to talk to me about something?
We're witnesses to something very serious.
Something real?
Yeah.
Oh, this is real.
Yeah.
So you guys saw the article in Starlog magazine about Big Trouble in Little China, a forthcoming...
No,
What is it with John Carpenter and you people?
This is even more serious.
Well, if he doesn't know who John Carpenter is, it's real serious.
Yeah, we've already scolded him for that.
All right, well, no, you gotta educate, not scold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Hey, listen. So,
More of a Scorsese guy.
hey,
I
now,
can't-
there you go. See?
I can't watch those movies. My mom says he's a gangster.
Well, listen, there's no... Sure, guys, come on here. He's got this, beaded curtain, because he's enough older than you. He's really more of a product of the 70s. So he's kind of got this beaded curtain and some lava lamps in the background. There's a filing cabinet.
Well,
and-
this is Northern California. So.
Yeah, and there's a stack of Alien Legion comics that he's... Actually, yeah, that's exactly what he is doing. He's alphabetizing. And, so yeah, I'm waiting for Watchmen number 8 to come out. It's supposed to be a real big surprise on that one. Yeah.
I just don't think those have enough pictures. They're not very big, and there's too much writing in those for me.
That sounds like something I'd say.
Yeah, I think you guys are rubbing off on each other. Come on, guys. Don't be so adolescent about it. Can't say anything these days without people taking it dirty.
Oh,
Right.
was this a little Seinfeld-y, right?
Yeah, there was a little bit Seinfeld-y. Just a little. Anyway, I can't do it if I think about it. Anyway, you guys, okay, look, he's got like a water, the water cooler, and he fills a Dixie cup with water and takes a drink. All right, what can I do for you boys? This is Max.
First of all, you have to promise to keep a secret.
Oh, sure, like your superhero secret identity.
Yeah, I don't think he
Like
gets
that
how
level
heavy
of-
this is, man.
Yeah.
Well, educate me, man, if it's heavy.
Well, how's a dead body for you? Is that heavy enough? How's the dead body of Pale Dale? Is that heavy enough for you, man?
We think it's Pale Dale. We don't know. We don't know for sure.
Wait a minute, let me get this straight. You're telling me that you've seen the body of beloved missing restaurateur and albino Pale Dale?
Yeah.
I think so.
Alright, guys, are you pulling my leg? Is this some kind of school scavenger hunt where you make a grown-up look like an ass type of situation? Because you wouldn't do me like that, would you, boys?
No. In fact, that's why we came to you, because we thought maybe you would be the one to actually listen to us.
Well, let me tell you what I think you should do. Where'd you see this body? Have you been messing out by the Lake County Sanitarium again?
Oh, no. Well, I wouldn't go near that place.
No, it's actually in the school.
Because police already searched the sanitarium for his body, and they've ruled it out as a...
No, he's in the school.
The school? The high school?
No, middle school.
Hammond Bee?
Our school.
I went to Hammond Bee.
Did you know there was bomb shelters? Or, a whole nother level?
I'd always heard that rumor. But we never had the guts to go down there.
Well, we did.
Oh, yeah, we've got guts.
Are you sure you should be telling me this? You're saying that in the bomb shelter in the basement of Hammond Bee High School is a dead body of albino restaurateur
Why do
Pale
you
Dale.
keep repeating?
Are you recording
Are
devices
you wearing
around
a
here?
wire?
No, I'm
Let
not.
me see your chest.
I'm just a thorough fellow, and I'm not going to show you my chest.
It's not for weird reasons. I just want to see if you're wearing a wire.
I just put Vicks on my chest, and it's too gooey right now. I have a cold.
I don't smell any Vapo Rub, you liar.
Listen, guys. It actually smelled like patchouli oil back here.
Of course.
But yeah. And he's like, listen, guys, seriously. I think you ought to tell the police. If you found a body, why wouldn't you go to the police? I mean, I'm flattered that you came to me,
I
boys.
didn't want to get in trouble for being down the bomb shelter.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Are you wanting me to call in?
But also, well, if you call it in, you'll be putting your life at risk.
My life?
Can you handle that? I mean, because
Listen, with great power comes great responsibility. Of course, you've come to me with a problem. I'm gonna help you, pal. You want me to call the police? And all right. Well, listen. What am I supposed to say? How am I supposed? Wait a minute, kids. What am I supposed to say? How do I know there's a?
2 anonymous children told you about a dead body they found, and they won't. They're so scared they won't. But don't tell them we're like scared. You know, just tell them we're too cool.
What if they put me in the rack or the hot seat? You know how these pigs are.
Yeah.
Believe me, when we marched back in '72, it got a little rough. I can tell you.
Yeah. So,
Never
you
mind.
might
I'll
be
make
more
the call.
afraid of the police than the guys that killed Pale Dale.
I'll make the call. I'll call Dwayne. Officer Dwayne to you. Yeah, we went to college together. Yeah, I'll call him and I'll tell him a couple kids. I'm not sure which ones. Some of the kids that don't come in here very often. Just found the body of Pale Dale in the basement. That's all I'll tell him. Or the bomb shelter, the mythical bomb shelters.
But wait, then the guy, the smoking guy, the matchbook guy, he's gonna know. He's gonna know.
Wait, there's a matchbook guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a matchbook that he threw out, and it says Europa Roadhouse. It's that roadhouse that's just out of town.
Oh, I've heard that's a pretty rough spot.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I don't know. I think maybe you need to... Well, you've done that. You've gotten a grown-up involved. Well, don't try to investigate this yourself. Let me just call and...
Why don't you go to check out the roadhouse? Because we can't get in.
I can't go check out a roadhouse. I got this store to run. You know I can't afford employees.
You know I could run this place, with my eyes closed.
I told you gotta be 15 years old. Your 15th birthday, Dickie. You come in here, you're hired. Until then, there's paperwork, there's taxes. Listen, I'll tell you what I'll do though. I'll call the police and I'll give them your. You guys you should get home. All right. You've done the right thing. You told a grown up. I'll call Officer Dwayne and I'll tell him.
Yeah, except for I think it's still gonna come lead back to us. Why don't you just not even mention us? Just tell him. You don't even have to mention your name. Just tell him. Just leave an anonymous tip.
All right, guys.
Well, I could do that.
Yeah, that was gonna be my very next point.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I'll tell you guys what. I appreciate you coming to me. I gotta be honest with you, Dickie. If it were anyone other than you, I'd be a little skeptical. But listen, here is a quarter. Right across the street at the filling station, there's a payphone. You make the call from there. You put a sock or something to muffle your voice. All right?
I'll go do it right now.
All right. Listen, you come back in here anytime. I'm glad you guys told me. Listen, Dickie, I want you guys to give this store a call when I close at midnight. All right? I want you to give this store a call and let me know you're okay. You're gonna make me worried. If I don't hear from you by midnight, I'm gonna call the police for real.
Okay, we'll check back in at midnight. On the dot.
I mean, I'm gonna call them now like you asked, but I'm gonna call them and tell them.
Well, I thought we were gonna...
Oh, that's right.
All right, well, let's go. And as soon as we get outside the store, I'm gonna be like, Dickie, what if he's in on it? What if he's in on it?
Yeah, he was acting a little
He was
strange.
acting weird, man.
But man, I don't know. I've known him for so long. I don't think he's a bad guy. But you can't trust adults, I guess.
Yeah, nobody over, 19. Anyway, all right, well, I'm going to the payphone. Putting the
What are you
quarter
gonna
in.
tell him?
Actually, I don't even think. Well, I don't know if not. I'm sure when 911 happened. It's probably late 80s. But so yeah, I'll call. Right. I'm sure the payphone probably has an emergency number on it.
Yeah, it has an emergency number, and it's Jupiter Springs Police Department. Can I help you? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, hello. Could you? Thank you.
Hi there. I got a thing I need to tell you.
May I have your name and location, please?
No, you may not.
All right, interesting. I'm listening, sir.
Now I got a situation. What you can help me out with?
All right.
And I'm gonna point at Dickie and like mime flicking a match.
You want me to light a match?
Come here.
Hello, sir. Someone with you, sir?
Will.
No, it's not me.
No. Yeah, I mean, yes.
Sir, is there a child with you?
Well, sometimes. Now, hold on just a second. I'm gonna light a match, like, right by the thing and pretend like I'm starting to smoke a cigarette.
Good idea.
Now, I want you to listen real close. All right?
I'm listening.
Now, I got a situation what you can help me out with. But it involves a body.
Sir, are you reporting a body?
I am reporting a body. The body of Dale Johnston.
Hold one moment. A couple of clicks. Thank you. Can you repeat that, sir?
Yes, I am reporting the body. Well, now, I have the body of Dale Johnston.
You have the body in your possession?
No, not in my direct possession, but I have it in a freezer in the basement of Hammond Bee Middle School. And you need to go retrieve it.
Sorry, could you repeat that? The basement of Hammond Bee Middle
The
School?
bomb shelter under the school.
You hear a...
Go get it. It's in the third freezer down. Goodbye. Click.
All right.
I was hoping I could kind of impersonate the guy who was down there.
Yeah, it's not a terrible job. And, all right. And that's a good plan. And the guy who runs the gas station comes out. Hey, you boys gonna buy something?
What? I paid to use the payphone.
All right, stop lurking around out here. I don't want fist fights out here. I heard you're a bad seed starting fights down by the Starbright Arcade.
Punch him. No.
Yeah, you heard right about Dickie. I'm a bad seed.
Dickie, I hope I don't have to have words with your mother at church on Sunday.
No, there's no need for that.
All right. I'll see you in Sunday school.
Yeah, yes, sir.
I was expecting a little Goonies, and it seems a little maybe closer to Stand By Me meets Freaks and Geeks, but it's still top notch.
Yeah. Well, there you find yourselves. Now what are you gonna do now?
Well, you gotta go to Plungers, I imagine.
Yeah, but I think our next step is somehow we gotta scout out this this Europa Roadhouse. That's where the evidence goes back to.
Well, how far of a
Not
bike
terrible.
ride is that?
Well, it's a far bike ride, but it's not a hellish bike ride. It's a good adventure bike ride, 20-30 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
Especially if you take the paved, there's a drainage ditch that's a paved drainage ditch, concreted in, that kind of runs through the center of town. Sometimes you can ride your bike on that, even though it's a bit of a slope, and it's a good shortcut as well. Kind of a back way that a lot of kids use to get through the...
Oh, everybody knows that shortcut.
Well, as we're biking back to Plungers, or in the direction of Plungers, I'm gonna walk him. Hey, Plunger.
Yeah. This is Flying Condor in over.
Whatever, Plunger.
Yeah, go ahead, Papa Bear.
I called the cops myself. Max was acting weird.
What do you mean Max was acting weird? Maybe they've gotten to him.
Who knows?
Then again, I've always thought Max is a little bit weird, disassociated, short-term memory loss, that sort of thing. He's
He probably smokes the devil's weed.
a wacky tobacco, as my grandma calls it. But he's always been a little bit strange. So you called the cops? You didn't give him your name, did you?
No, I talk like this, like the guy in the basement.
Well, that's great. That's a spot-on impersonation. Listen, when are you guys getting here? I'm warming up some pizza rolls.
Ooh, that sounds great.
We're on our way.
That's awesome. All right. So, you guys go past the old mill and towards the edge. Kind of there's some railroad tracks, and on the other side, literally, like the railroad tracks separate downtown from Sugarbush Valley, and we're still sort of close to downtown. There's some big old 3-story houses, with the big front porches, detached garages in the back. As you get closer and closer, you can hear this caterwauling music getting louder and louder. And you know that's Plunger's brother's band. They got a band called what was the name of their band? The Dingleberries.
Yes.
The Dingleberries. They're a punk rock band, and they're practicing still, which they're practicing in the garage you usually hang out in.
What time of?
It's about 7:30, getting close on 7:30. And as you guys approach, they're just wrapping up the song. But there's a couple of weird-looking punk rock kids standing around in here, and they're kind of watching the band play. And they're a three-piece. And as they wrap up their music, you look above them. There's a loft in the back part of the garage, and that's where you guys usually hang out, because there's like a little U shape of old couches up there. And there's two computers, actually. There's a Commodore 64 and a TRS-80, because he needs certain games that he can't play just on, all of them. And he kind of considers it like a command center. And he's got VHS player up there. And his family, unfortunately, also invested heavily in Laserdisc. So all the Laserdiscs are up there as well. And you guys get those out sometimes. Hey, you guys, he says as the music stops and the teenagers in the band are all talking to each other. And hey, you guys, I just found my old laser disc of Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings animation. It's really classic. We got to check that out later on after.
Yeah, that's a classic for sure.
Well, maybe we could, we come on up here and we got to talk about the BODY. Well, and then one of the girls looks up at him and rolls her eyeballs like, she says, I know how to spell, kid. What's up, guys? This is Derek, as you guys walk through.
Hey, man.
Derek.
What's up? Hey, listen, you guys need me to bring you home anything tonight? We'll bring you home some chili dogs. Ooh. Yeah. This tastes perfectly good, just a little bit cold. Gonna have a whole sack of greasy burgers. They throw them all out at the end of the night. I'll bring them home to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Dork Nunger. Oh, yeah, says Plunger. Hey, man, when I bring you home, you guys gonna be finished watching that John Carpenter's They Live by the time I get home? Yeah, no problem. All right, I'm gonna borrow them when we get home. All right, kid, you take it easy. Hey, nerd, give me a call if you need anything. You know Grandma can't do those stairs anymore. Yeah, no problem. See you later, brother. And pretty soon you guys are slowly left alone as the punk rock, he's got to go out to his shift till midnight at Pale Dale's. And so standing up on the loft, overlooking their band practice, garage band space, you guys can finally sit and talk.
So,
it's a tray of pizza rolls on the little
are
coffee
we
table.
all in agreement that Max is an alien?
I wouldn't go so
Or
far.
He's been replaced?
Seems like a growth of something just because you think he's acting a little strangely.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I just was worried he might be in on it with the Gimme and this other guy, the matchbook guy.
The matchbook man.
Well, yeah, I put him on a list of people not to trust. So there's 3 of them now, at least.
Listen, are you guys serious about going and reconnoitering the Europa Roadhouse?
Yeah, we're gonna we gotta get some gear first, just to make sure. I've already got a magnifying glass, that might help.
Dude.
Detect stuff.
Do you think your brother would drive us out there when he gets back from work?
We'll be after midnight by then. That's a
think
long time.
We've gotta go in by ourselves on our bikes, wearing all black.
I mean, he might come pick you up because I'm not going. That sounds way too...
You're not... Well, yeah,
Look,
you
I'm
don't...
already wearing my pajamas, he says, gesturing to his Boba Fett pajamas. Hello? Grandma says once I'm out of the bath, that's it for the night. I'm done. I'll be right here on the walkie-talkie. Maybe I'll get my brother to come pick you up if you get in any trouble.
Fine. So my plan is, we bike in, all right? You've already got black on. I could get some black clothes, go in like ninjas. And then we check around. We'll look in windows, maybe get on the roof, that kind of stuff.
Oh, I've got the black hoodie for skinny kids that they gave me at fat camp.
Yeah, if you could lend that to me, that'd be great.
Yes, perfect.
Now, let's see. We've got our radios. Don't call them walkie-talkies, they're radios.
That's right, radios. And keep them on Channel 9 at all times. I'll monitor police bands here from my scanner.
You have
Oh, actually, can you go ahead and turn that on now so we can see if there's anything going on about the body?
That's a great idea. Let's check this out. And he turns it on. And you can hear that kind of chatter. And you're saying, "So what's wrong with Hammond Bee Middle School?" Almost impossible to understand it, but you hear the middle school mentioned. It's confirmation that a call's been made of some kind related to middle school. And then a lot of numbers and code, police code and things like that. That's right. They're investigating a body. I've taken during my free time. I've memorized all the latest emergency codes.
Yeah,
They're investigating a body at school.
That's a body.
They've got an officer en route.
All right.
I'll keep you updated if there's any major developments.
This is real. It's really happening.
That's right, guys. All right. Okay, so code names again. I'm gonna be Flying Condor. All right, you're Papa Bear, and you're Little Dicky.
You know I don't like that.
All right, well then you come up with your own code name then. Okay, fine. We all choose our own code names. What's your code name gonna be, Chip? The government's listening in either on Channel 9 is not completely secure. I recommend the code name.
I don't know. Ninja.
Ninja, I like it. Ninja. Simple, classic. All right, and Dickie, what's your name going to be if you don't like Little Dickie anymore? I agree, maybe it's a little bit too, not secure enough.
Laserman.
Laserman? Laserman, isn't that a little bit on the nose, Dickie?
Well, so is Spider-Man and Superman and...
All right, good point. Where Stanley has made a decision, Plunger should not question. All right, well, listen. You guys get going. It's almost like 8 o'clock already.
Okay, we need some binocs. That's short for binoculars. That's what cool people say.
No, they say field glasses, dork.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Maybe we should leave him with him. He's better at combat ops, he says, handing the field glasses to
Yeah, plus
Chip.
I got some pretty thick glasses.
That's right. It's multiple lenses. It's like a less is more type situation with lenses, I believe.
All right, well, I will put some binoculars in my backpack.
All right.
Yeah, those are probably bird-watching binoculars, but they'll work.
Listen.
They don't have night vision.
Oh, wait, just in case. Look. And he goes over to a Boy Scout camp box that's underneath the garage window, looks down onto a basketball goal, and he opens it up and brings out look what this is. It's a highway patrol flare, just in case of emergencies. I think we better leave this with our combat ops guy, he says, handing. It's a road flare, so it's not like a shooty off kind of flare, but it'll create, light and certain degree of smoke and attention.
And potentially catch things on fire.
Things on fire. Yeah. I've been saving that for a special mission. Guys, we're really doing it. This is for real. The Jupiter Springs Defenders.
Protectors, I think is the name, because...
You think the Jupiter Springs isn't enough for disambiguation? Just to make it different? Or I like it though, Jupiter Springs Protectors.
What about Avengers, because we're avenging Pale Dale?
Oh, this guy he doesn't know anything, does he?
Avengers just...
You just need to go back to fucking... You square one, dude. Dork. If the word noob had been invented yet, this would have been called one. Anyway,
Well, it's not Cape City Comic. He doesn't know.
No, it's not. So, I'll assume you guys get going. You got your backpacks. You go out and get your bikes into gear. And are you taking that shortcut through the drainage ditch, or are you going to go?
I think shortcut's better. First, for one thing, it's shortcut. Right?
Yeah.
And further, it's probably less chance of being seen. So
It's right. In fact, the only people who would see you, this is, if you picture the great big, this is a rural large lot zoning designation with pretty big yards, and a lot of them, especially the backyards, slope down to where there's a forested area and a water right away and things like that. But they're heavily treed, so you don't have to look at the concreted in drainage ditch that's running back in between there. So it's fairly secluded. Now, kids know this, and kids use it all the time to get back and forth, primarily for the shortcut reason, and primarily because it's a good place to hang out and do stuff. And you pass little clumps of them sitting in the darkness, but no one's challenging you or yelling at you, and it's too dark to even tell if you know them or anything like that. But within about 15 minutes, you're close to the edge of town. And there's the Greyhound bus station is out that way, and
I've never been this far before.
and just on the other side of the highway here is some wooded areas, and beyond that a big empty field with all these like big heavy earth moving equipment, like standing sentry in the darkness, just silhouette after silhouette, because it's where they're building a sprawl mart. But work's been halted on that site, and so on and so forth. So you could cut through the sprawl mart construction site and kind of shave off. You have to you got to go up the highway and then turn left. But if you were to cut through the Walmart, the sprawl mart construction site, you could shave off some time. You just have to go off road. But riding next to a highway is a little dangerous at night. What do you guys think? You want to cut through or stay on the roads?
well, this isn't really a mountain bike, but I guess we could probably do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys,
I think this Huffy's up for the challenge.
you huff your way right onto the Sprawl Mart construction site. Now, they gotten as far as like grading and leveling for the parking lot and the main building, but everything stopped like a month ago. And there was rumors that they were looking for Pale Dale's body there, and but no one was able to confirm those rumors. There were rumors that there's a UFO that landed there, and so they stopped. There's rumors that they found an old Chumash Indian community like remains, and so they had to stop. No one really knows why they stopped.
I think it was the aliens.
But all the equipment's just like waiting out there in the darkness, and you're like riding through them on your bike.
I wish I had a Geiger counter so I could check the radiation levels, see if it was a UFO.
And you didn't have to go very deep onto the site back where the building goes. You can see there's still a couple of trailers out there, and there is a lamp. And you know that you've seen a man walking around here at night, like a security guard. It still comes out in the trailer, but one guy couldn't cover all this territory very well at all. But you don't see any UFOs or any dead bodies or any Chumash Indian remains or anything like that. Just big standing earth movers waiting to get back to work. And there's a chain link fence, but it's kind of been knocked over already by an errant vehicle at some point. And you can easily push your bikes over the chain link fence and back out onto the highway. And then right across the 4 lanes of highway from you, there's a little grass median running down the middle. It's not super busy. It's like the edge of town kind of highway, and this is not a huge town. Is the Europa Roadhouse. And there's all kinds. There's a huge line of motorcycles out front, and a lot of trucks. And there's also a gas station there, and truckers could get showers here and things like that. And there's a few rooms they even rent out. There's like a motel in the back, but it doesn't front on the street. What fronts on the street is this great big, it's like a bar and a restaurant, and they join each other, but they're not connected because all ages can still technically go into the restaurant part. They just can't walk through the doorway over into the bar part. And that's what you see. And of course, you're on the other side of the highway from it.
There she be.
Well,
Make brains rolls. Sorry to interrupt, but make brains rolls as you surveil the place.
Jesus.
Well, you guys don't see any cars or anything that you recognize. It's all pretty shadowy over there.
Well, are we looking through the binoculars?
Oh, well, that changes everything, doesn't it?
That is a very good idea.
Let's do that again, which will significantly lower the difficulty to 4. And you can both roll and just pretend you're taking turns at it.
That D20 is cursed, I swear.
Well, maybe it's just that
Ones,
you're not,
2s, and 3s.
Maybe you're just not as up with the makes and models of cars, but you recognize specifically that Mr. Gimme's car, it's actually a station wagon, blue, got a Carter bumper sticker on it still. And we are well into the Reagan era in this game. It's in the parking lot. Mr. Gimme, the school janitor, his car's here in the parking lot. And he was seen talking to the matchbook man in the school basement. And maybe they met up here to talk or what, I'm not sure. But his station wagon's outside.
No. Are you going to tell me? Because I didn't make it.
Yeah, Mr. Gimme's car's over there, and I don't know if the guy with the matchbook guy's there or not, but I bet he is, and I think what I need to do.
We gotta bug him.
I don't have any bugs.
We got a walkie-talkie. We could slip it in somehow. One of us could listen. See what they're talking
That
about.
might not be a bad idea. Huh. Or maybe, But is the restaurant part closed?
No, it's still open. It's just like about 8:15, 8:30 now. The restaurant will be open till 10.
Now, you call yourself ninja? Well, I think you gotta ninja yourself in there. You gotta slip that walkie-talkie down very discreetly into wherever there are. They're probably in some room, like a back room or something.
Well, they might just be sitting in the bar, talking.
It's a good plan.
But I like that. Yes, I definitely like that.
We gotta put some eyes on them first.
All right, do you guys want to go ahead and cross the highway?
Let's get a better position. Get
All right.
closer.
Well,
so you can see in.
you remember from being a kid going around every now and then crossing a highway
And playing Frogger.
Thankfully, years of playing Frogger at home has trained you to cross this highway.
Well, I can't afford an Atari, but
And again, this is not an interstate.
Oh, you poor boy.
This is not an interstate highway type of situation. So you get across and you're walking to the parking lot and past the gas station pumps and so on and so forth. And you going into the restaurant part? Or where are you going to stop?
I want to just get to I want to try to look through the windows.
yeah. Well, it's given that it's dark in here and lighter in there, it would be difficult to see out and easy to see in. So I think that's a really
true.
good idea.
On the part, you can easily see into the restaurant part. And even though they're starting to clean up already where they can, not anticipating a huge rush, meaning they've closed off kind of part of the restaurant. The part of the restaurant by the coffee counter and the booths right in front of the window, those are still open and you can look right in at the people eating. But when it gets over to the bar side, and you've probably seen this before in bars, the windows are all a little bit higher up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're all kind of higher up and they're covered with neon signs and stuff anyway. You think this might be a situation where it'd be actually easier to see inside the bar from inside the restaurant. And I think we can assume you guys have $5 or $10 on you if you're forced to order some French fries or some such thing like that. But
Well, Dickie probably does, but I don't think.
or you could stand on the newspaper box from the Jupiter Springs Examiner. You could stand on its.
I will climb up there.
All right.
Okay.
And there's a Coors neon in the window. Silver bullet. Won't let you down.
That's what I hear.
It'll never let you down.
When I'm old enough someday.
Someday. And so you're looking right through the neon. The neon is like zzz, you can hear it. It's right up next to your head.
Gonna get cancer, probably.
And peering through the dark window, you indeed, at the bar, see not only Mr. Gimme, but the matchbook man from the school basement. They're talking to each other at the end of the bar. And you see the matchbook man, wipes the back of his hand on his forehead like a gesture of relief, like a whew type gesture. Mr. Gimme is patting him on the back. They don't look jolly. They look relieved about something.
All right, I'm immediately jumping down and running around to the front to see if there's a payphone.
Okay, yeah, there's several payphones out and about.
I'm making an emergency call back to the police station.
Okay,
Whoa.
Jupiter Springs Police Department, may I help you?
Hello there. Now, I called you a little earlier and gave you a nice tip about.
Yeah, we checked it out. There's no body in the freezers down below. Listen, is this Plunger? Plunger, is this you? Are you making crank calls again, Plunger?
This is definitely not anybody named Plunger.
Well, we checked
Now-
it out and there's no body down there.
It's-
Now, you're wasting police resources.
It's not any of Plunger's friends
Well,
either.
that's. Listen.
Is there a child with you?
Occasionally. Now listen, the reason there is no body, and this is what I called to tell you, is that I have moved it with the help of Mr. Gimme.
Oh, so now Mr. Gimme is implicated. Listen, buddy, we just talked to Mr. Gimme. He's just fine. He's just
Was he at the Europa Roadhouse?
no,
with
he's
me?
not at the Europa Roadhouse. First of all, I don't know how much information I'm going to continue to share with an anonymous caller, but we checked out your story and it turns out to be a crank. And if I ever find
It's
out
not
who you
a
are,
crank.
so what are you telling me? Now you got a new location of this body, huh?
And I'm not sure I'm inclined to tell you where it is. But I'm sitting here with Mr. Gimme right now.
Oh, you are. Where is your location right now?
Europa Roadhouse.
Listen, I'm sending an officer to the Europa Roadhouse. You hang tight.
Oh, I'll try. Click.
All right. Well, now, meanwhile, as you guys are sitting there,
I'm not sure that was a good idea, but
Hey, you know what?
Spontaneous.
Those are my favorite kinds of things, and having DM me in mini games, you know I am a fan of such actions. But as you guys are kind of, there's some benches around outside by the newspaper stands, and there's ashtrays and things like that. And there's plenty of people coming to smoke a cigarette over here while they're filling up their trucks and things like that. And there's a few ladies walking around you think might be prostitutes, but they're not all that overly obvious about it. And so you wait around, I guess, for something to happen or the police
Well,
to come.
I don't know. What should we wait and watch somewhere else? I don't want to be here when they come because that guy is going to see us.
Yeah, we need to get to a safe location,
well, there's
a
a
good view.
as you guys are thinking about, there's this really loud motorcycle noise pulling in to the place, and big guy gives you the evil eye as he slowly rumbles past you on the motorcycle. It's like a "don't run out in the street, kid" kind of look. He's bald, and one of his eyes is like completely pale blue compared to the other one, which is really dark brown. So it's a real striking looking guy. He's got combat boots on, like an army jacket. He gets off of he parks his motorcycle and sits there, lights a cigarette. He didn't go in, and he's not hiding per se, but he's just like sitting there watching. And
I think we should get out of here.
and as you guys
That's
are
an alien.
about 5.5 minutes later, Mr. Gimme and the matchbook man walk out of the place, and they start walking over to Mr. Gimme's car, and they both get in, and they start up and pull out onto the highway, and they head north into the national forest. What is it? How do you pronounce it? Taloa Hills or Taloa?
Yeah.
Taloa Hills, Taloa Pines. They start heading up and where the highway runs up through the forest. They go that way in about a second.
I bet they're getting rid of the body.
Less than a minute later, that motorcycle follows
Cops are
them.
gonna be too late.
The motorcycle starts up. He only was there for a few minutes, you know. He starts up and rumbles out after him.
Or he's after him. I don't know if he's with him. I don't know.
Yeah, and you watch all this happen and leave, and then
Gosh, I wish we had motorcycles.
I think it's got to be it'll take police maybe at
Can
least
you
another
drive a
3 or 4 minutes
motorcycle?
to get here.
No, I mean I could, but I don't have one.
Well, if
Could steal one. You're a bad boy.
there's really only 2 places.
It's we would just get killed.
Now, if you were to follow them, because it's night and they've got headlights on, you could, and they're driving up into higher ground, higher country. You could try to follow them with your headlights and see where they turn off, with your field glasses. Maybe try to get some idea where they turn off at, or something like that. Maybe cut across country on your bikes and try to intercept, or tell the police what you saw, or something like that.
Do we know that they're headed towards the forest?
You know they're headed towards the national forest. You just don't know if they're going there on purpose or whether it is heading in that direction. There's a couple things out that way, including the Lake City Sanitarium, the ruins of an old sanitarium, which had already been cleared for this, in the search for Pale Dale. But
Well, I'm assuming that they had to have come back because it wasn't that long. It hasn't been that much time. So if they actually sent officers out to the school, like the dispatcher claimed, and there was no body, then they had to have moved. And they were relieved about something, congratulating themselves.
yeah, very much so.
They must have come back and gotten it.
And they would have had like just enough time. If the second that guy saw you, he started, in the bomb shelter in the first place. If he immediately communicated that and they started deciding to move the body, they would have had plenty of time to get it moved, in the interim by the time you guys rode your bikes and made that first call outside the, because you had dealt with Blaine and a bunch of other little things.
Right.
And so, yeah, but definitely the way they're acting seems like they moved it, probably. But for all you know, it's in the station wagon.
That's that's my suspicion. Because they're going to a national. Where are you going to freaking just get rid of a body where nobody's going to find it? I mean, that's a textbook tactic. It's tempting to follow them.
Well, let's see. With the binoculars, we can at least track them.
Yeah, make brains rolls. This should be pretty easy, but it is dark, so let's make it a 6.
Got it.
Oh, yeah.
Both succeed.
What you guys see is that heading up into the hills, which eventually lead to some small mountain range and all the pines in the forest, but heading off, there's a cutoff that runs to the west, closer to the coast, and you guys are about an hour and 15 minutes from the coast here. See, there's no actual beachfront or anything like that in town, but there's a road that leads to the west, and you can see silhouetted against the western night the ruins of Lake County Sanitarium. And that's where the headlights of Mr. Grimm's car go. And then you see the lone headlight of the motorcycle that's following them just flicker out. Whether it also makes that turn up into the sanitarium, you don't know.
What could they be doing?
Disposing of a body, I'm guessing.
But in a sanitarium, I guess it's somewhere they could. I mean,
Well, it's a place that's already been searched
right
for the body,
yeah,
written
that's
off
true.
as a hiding place.
So I'm.
And you could cut across country to get there. Again, when there's a turn, you can always cut across the turn, But this is a little bit rougher country.
I'm tempted just to call the police again.
Well, if you wait that long, they'll be here.
Yeah, but I can't. I mean, they're gonna see who I am at that point. I don't know.
In a couple more minutes, they probably will be here.
But what if they arrest us for making up stories? That's what they're gonna do, probably. We have no proof.
Guys, this is Plunger. This is headquarters. Flying Condor calling Agents Ninja and Laserman. Over.
Yeah,
What's up, Plunger?
Just said on the police scanner, they moved the body. Somebody's moved the body. They went to the school and there's no body there.
Yeah, they're moving it again. They.
What do you mean?
They moved. I think they're taking it to the sanatorium.
You guys, the sanatorium is totally dangerous. There's unstable floors there.
Yeah, I know, but I think that's where they're going. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's where they're going. And I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, you guys gotta be careful. You need me to make any calls for you?
no, but well, what time is it in the game?
Well, by now, it's probably, 9:30? Yeah.
Well, at midnight we're supposed to call
You're supposed to call Max at
Call
midnight.
Max.
Max,
yeah.
but we don't know if we trust him, so
But I think we should still call him, because he said he was going to call the police if we didn't.
yeah. So I think we're in this by ourselves, and I think we can't talk to the police anymore because they're gonna start suspecting us of making stories up.
Just then, the squad car rolls into the place,
Oh no.
and it stops.
No, it's fine.
Kind of in the loading
Be cool, man.
zone.
Be cool.
And the guy gets out. He looks like maybe 26 tops. He's chewing a piece of gum, and he's got kind of a mullet, but just long enough in back to regulation. Doesn't defy regulations. But this cop gets out and says something into the little CB thing on his shoulder, and he looks over and he sees you guys sitting there on the bench outside, and he's like, "Chip, is that you?" And it's Officer Dwayne, who comes to talk at school sometimes, intervene with kids who fight. And
Oh, hey, Officer Dwayne. What's up, man?
Chip, what are you doing out here? It's like it's got to be a 20-30 minute bike ride from your house.
Yeah, it's pretty long ways. We're gonna come out and get some French fries and stuff, but
At Europa Roadhouse, you're gonna come down and get some French fries?
I heard they have the best fries in California.
Actually, they totally do.
Yeah, but it was weird though because like Mr. Gimme was here and like he was with some weird dude smoking
Oh,
cigarettes.
Mr. Gimme and his brother hang out here a lot. Yeah, you got a brother, Jimmy.
Brothers.
Jimmy Gimme.
Yeah, Jimmy Gimme. Yeah, they went to high school with my dad. Yeah, Gimme brothers, big hunters. Yeah, they used to go hunting all the time. With my dad used to go, and Dale Johnson or Johnston.
Johnson.
Yeah, Dale Johnston.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to go hunting all the time together up by the Friendly Ranch.
Well, they just left and they went into the forest. It looked like they were going to the sanatorium.
What do you mean going to the sanatorium? How do you know they're going to the sanatorium?
Because we got here and before we could go in and get fries, like they left and they got in their car and they drove off toward. And I looked into my binoculars and it looked like
You
they
got
were going to the
binoculars?
sanatorium. Yeah.
They're called binocs.
Binocs, yeah, field glasses, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I glassed them.
Yeah.
I guess I used to do kind of stuff. You guys got your walkie-talkies and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I was there once. I know what you guys are doing. Having kind of an adventure, huh?
Yeah, just having an adventure.
Hey, listen. Speaking of adventures, before I go in and do something I gotta do, you guys know, Merlin Grub, right? Plunger.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Listen, Plunger been up to making his prank calls to the police again. We've had some strange calls down there at the station.
No, sir.
No, I don't think so.
No.
He's at home playing
Pitfall.
Pitfall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say
Alright.
pitchfall?
Well,
Pitfall.
maybe Pitfall, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. All right, kids.
Snack Man or Pitchfall or
Oh, this guy.
Astroboids.
Okay. So, all right.
Blasteroids, that's better.
All right, guys. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and talk to the bartender for a minute. You guys, listen, you ought to get home, all right? It's going to be pretty late soon. You guys could cross that highway. That worries me. In fact, you know what? In fact, you just wait here for a minute. I'm going to go in and talk to the bartender. When I come back out, I'm gonna
take us to
I'm
the
gonna shut down this
sanitarium.
highway and let you guys cross it. All right?
You gonna drive us to the sanitarium just to make sure
I'm not driving you
everything's clear?
I'm not driving you to the sanitarium to make sure everything's clear. I'll get you guys across, then I'll drive to the sanitarium and make sure everything's clear.
But it's better if we're with you in case anything happens.
You know what? You're very brave, Dickie, but I
Back up.
can't deputize adolescents and take them into a potential risk situation. So,
It's strictly off the books.
Dickie, this isn't a negotiation, all right, young man?
Oh, fine.
All right, now listen, guys. I'll be right back. You stay right here. Don't go anywhere. Stay right by the door. And he goes inside for a minute. You see him talking in his walkie-talkie, and he's like, check juvenile records for Estrada first name. What's his real first name?
Chip.
Okay, it's his actual given.
Yeah.
Yeah, Estrada, Chip, yeah.
Chipolus.
Chip
Not like he
defer-
really suspects you of anything, just making sure you haven't had any problems lately or whatnot. But do you guys want to wait for him?
I think you're busted.
I haven't
got
done
a
anything
warrant?
lately. I'm fine.
No, you got probably all kinds of warrants out for you.
But do you guys want to wait for him?
I don't know if we should.
Because he definitely feels like he's not gonna follow you home or anything, but he's not gonna take you to the sanitarium with him.
Well, I just want to make sure he's going to go there.
Yeah, but we don't know he's gonna go there unless we can't go, because he's gonna drop us off home.
Well, he's just gonna shut down the highway with his sirens long enough for you to cross it. That's what he's gonna do.
I
But
see.
at any rate, you've been out there talking long enough that he comes back out. All right, Chip, I know you've been keeping out of trouble lately, buddy, and I think that's great. But and if this leads to something, but let me ask you. It's just so funny that you bring up Mr. Gimme, because he's one of the people I was here to look for and talk to. Yeah, it seems that there's a phone call that there was a body in Hammond Bee High
boy.
School. Yeah.
Sounds like
Yeah,
that
an anonymous call.
sounds pretty outrageous.
I think somebody was trying to disguise their voice, maybe. We know our friend Plunger likes to do that from time to time. But,
Plunger's innocent.
well, you remember the time the Russians came with the carnival, the clowns? You know, that was very embarrassing for the foreign attaché. So,
Well, it was good theory, but it just turned out to be complete.
listen, kids, did you call? I'm just gonna ask you once. Did you call in about this body and the?
No, not me.
No.
Nothing.
No.
I
Okay.
didn't do anything.
All right, kids. I'm gonna shut down this highway. You guys get on home. All right.
But you're gonna go check out the sanitarium
I'm gonna go
afterwards.
check out the sanitarium. That's right. I'm gonna find Mr. Gimme and
Maybe that body you're looking for just might be there.
well, I'm still not sure there's a body, but I'll go up to the sanitarium and I'll check it out. All right, kids.
Make sure you have your safety off on your gun.
Oh, it's a good thing that you said that. I might have forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and he pulls out onto the highway in his car and kind of lurches across
You
it
turn on the light.
and turns on the lights. And you can see like a few cars have to stop and wait while you guys bike your way across the highway. And he gives you a salute and turns on his lights and heads off towards the sanitarium. He doesn't turn the siren on. And because of his lights, you can see him get, almost all the way there, although
He's gonna alert them.
it's a couple of miles up the hill. The only reason you even have that line of sight is because it's going on a higher, and is going into higher ground the whole time up into the national forest. And the lights shut off eventually, and so he's gone there. You know that much. And
We gotta listen for gunshots.
I don't know if you could hear him from that far away, could you? Yeah,
How far is it?
about 2 or 3 miles.
We might have to get a little closer.
I mean, they wouldn't be super loud, but
And of course, there's a highway and a truck stop and everything. But you guys are straining to listen, so let's make some brains rolls. And we're looking for a 4.
Got it.
And as you are sitting there on the other side of the highway, straining your ears, after about 15 whole minutes pass, you hear faintly on the wind the sound of a gunshot.
coming from that direction.
And that's where we're going to wrap up this episode, everybody.
Oh, they shot the police officer.
Well, did they? We'll have to find out.
It's just some black cats going off.
We're going to have to find out next time on Goonies World, where we will continue our 3rd installment of our Kids on Bikes adventure. So, good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
A ding 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 ding.